Good morning, everyone. I stand before you to talk about something deeply important, something that shapes our very existence. My message is simple: don't waste your life. Life is a precious gift. Every second, every minute, every hour is an opportunity to grow, to learn, to love, and to contribute to the world around us. Yet, how often do we find ourselves distracted, consumed by trivial matters, or simply waiting for the right time to start living fully? The average human lifespan is approximately 4,000 weeks. That's it. When you break it down like that, it's sobering. How much of that time is spent scrolling aimlessly through social media, holding grudges, procrastinating, or doubting our potential? The truth is, we often spend too much time doing things that don't truly matter, and not enough on what does. Time is one of the most valuable resources we have in life, and its importance cannot be overstated. The way we use our time shapes our experiences, our accomplishments, and ultimately the trajectory of our lives. Unlike money or possessions, time cannot be saved, stored, or replenished once it is spent. Each passing moment is lost forever, and there is no way to get it back. This makes time not only precious but also finite, underscoring the need to be intentional about how we use it. Many people fall into the trap of procrastination or passively allowing time to slip away without fully appreciating its value. It's easy to get caught up in distractions, routines, and the demands of daily life. In the rush to meet deadlines, attend meetings, or fulfill responsibilities, we often forget that every moment wasted is an opportunity lost. When we look back on our lives, it is the way we spent our time that we will remember the most. The moments spent with loved ones, the hours spent pursuing passions, and the time dedicated to personal growth are the memories that hold the most meaning. Understanding the value of time is crucial for making better decisions about how we live. The key to not wasting life lies in our ability to prioritize. It's about recognizing that time spent on trivial activities or distractions is time we can never recover. By being mindful of how we allocate our time, we can ensure that we are investing it in pursuits that truly matter. This means being aware of where our time goes and making conscious choices about what we focus on. It's not just about filling our days with busy tasks, but about doing things that align with our goals, values, and aspirations. One of the challenges many people face is the tendency to overcommit. In an effort to please others or meet external expectations, we often spread ourselves too thin. This not only drains our time but also our energy and attention. It's important to recognize the limitations of our time and set boundaries accordingly. Saying no to activities or requests that don't serve our priorities is an essential part of managing time effectively. By learning to say no, we can protect our time for the things that truly matter to us, whether that's personal development, spending time with family, or pursuing a career goal. Another critical aspect of valuing time is understanding the concept of delayed gratification. In a world where instant satisfaction is often the norm, it can be tempting to indulge in short-term pleasures rather than invest in long-term rewards. However, true success and fulfillment are rarely the result of immediate gratification. Whether it's investing time in education, learning a new skill, or working toward a long-term goal, the best things in life often require patience and perseverance. By embracing delayed gratification, we learn to see the bigger picture and focus on the long-term benefits of our actions rather than seeking immediate rewards. It's essential to remember that time is not just about productivity or achievement. The quality of how we spend our time is equally important. It's not enough to fill our days with tasks. We must also find time for rest, relaxation, and enjoyment. Taking breaks, engaging in hobbies, and spending time with loved ones are all important ways to recharge and maintain our well-being. Without these moments of respite, we risk burnout, which ultimately diminishes our ability to make the most of our time. Living in the present moment is another key aspect of valuing time. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to become fixated on the past or the future. We often dwell on past mistakes or worry about what lies ahead, forgetting that the present moment is where life actually happens. The more we focus on the present, the more fully we can engage with life and make the most of the time we have. This doesn't mean ignoring the past or neglecting future planning, but it's about finding balance and not letting these concerns rob us of the joy and opportunities available in the present moment. Valuing time requires a mindset shift. It's about recognizing that life is fleeting and that every moment is an opportunity to create meaning and purpose. The choices we make today will determine the quality of our lives tomorrow. The time management is not just about planning our schedules or being more efficient, it's about making conscious decisions about how we live our lives. When we learn to value time and use it wisely, we create a life that is rich in experiences, accomplishments, and personal fulfillment. As we move through life, it's important to keep in mind that time is not a resource to be taken for granted. Every moment is an opportunity to invest in something meaningful. Whether it's building relationships, pursuing personal growth, or working toward a goal, we have the power to make the most of the time we have. By being intentional with how we spend our time, we can ensure that we are living a life that reflects our values and aspirations. Time may be finite, but by using it wisely, we can create a life that is full of purpose and meaning. Pursuing passion and purpose is one of the most powerful forces that can drive us toward fulfillment and success. These two elements are deeply intertwined, yet distinct in their own right. Passion refers to the intense enthusiasm or excitement we feel towards certain activities, ideas, or goals, while purpose is the deeper sense of meaning and direction that guides our choices and actions. Together, they create a powerful combination that not only fuels our ambition, but also gives our lives depth and significance. Without passion and purpose, life can feel aimless, leading to feelings of dissatisfaction and emptiness. When we connect with what excites us and aligns with our values, we can pursue life with determination and clarity. Passion is often seen as the spark that ignites the fire of success. It is the drive to engage in something because it brings joy, excitement, or a sense of personal fulfillment. People who are passionate about their work, hobbies, or goals are more likely to dedicate the time and effort needed to excel. This enthusiasm often becomes infectious, drawing others in and inspiring collaboration. For example, an artist who is passionate about their craft will devote countless hours to refining their skills, not because they are motivated by financial gain, but because they genuinely enjoy the process of creation. Passion can be seen in various forms, whether it's the desire to help others, a love for solving problems, or an eagerness to learn new things. What matters is that passion serves as a motivator that keeps us moving forward, even in the face of adversity or setbacks. Passion alone is not enough to provide lasting direction in life. Without purpose, passion can easily become misdirected or burn out over time. Purpose, on the other hand, is the guiding principle or the why behind our actions. It's what gives our lives a sense of direction and meaning. Having a purpose makes the work we do feel more significant and ensures that our actions are aligned with our deeper values. For instance, someone who has a passion for music might find their purpose in using their talents to inspire and uplift others. In this case, the purpose is not just to play music for enjoyment, but to use music as a tool for creating positive change in the world. Purpose helps to give structure to passion, ensuring that it leads to meaningful outcomes. The sense of purpose helps guide our decisions and actions. For some, purpose may be found in their careers, where they feel driven to make a difference in their chosen field. For others, purpose might lie in raising a family, contributing to a community, or advocating for social causes. Whatever the source, purpose provides clarity. It acts as a compass, ensuring that our efforts are directed towards something that aligns with our long-term goals and values. Without a clear sense of purpose, we may become lost or distracted, jumping from one pursuit to another without ever truly feeling fulfilled. Finding passion and purpose requires self-reflection and exploration. Many people go through life without ever taking the time to ask themselves what they are truly passionate about or what they want to achieve in life. They may drift through their careers or relationships, following the expectations of others or societal norms rather than listening to their own inner voice. Discovering what truly excites us and what gives our life meaning can be a transformative experience. It often involves taking risks, stepping outside of our comfort zones, and facing challenges that push us to grow. But once we connect with our passion and purpose, the journey becomes much more rewarding. Fast-paced world, it's easy to become distracted by the demands of daily life. The constant pressure to achieve external markers of success, such as wealth or status, can sometimes overshadow our true passions and purposes. However, when we focus on what genuinely matters to us, rather than chasing fleeting goals, we create a sense of fulfillment that no material achievement can replace. The true value of life is not measured in accolades or possessions, but in the depth of our experiences and the impact we make on others. Passion and purpose are the keys to a life that feels both fulfilling and meaning. Passion and purpose contribute significantly to resilience. Life inevitably presents obstacles, challenges, and moments of doubt. Without passion, we might lose the motivation to overcome difficulties. Without purpose, we might question the point of persevering when faced with adversity. However, when we are deeply connected to our purpose, we are more likely to bounce back from setbacks and keep pushing forward. Purpose reminds us why we started in the first place, and passion fuels our determination to keep going, even when things get tough. The combination of passion and purpose also fosters a sense of contribution to something greater than ourselves. When we are engaged in something that aligns with our values and serves a higher goal, we experience a sense of fulfillment that comes from knowing we are making a difference. Whether it's improving the lives of others, advancing knowledge in a particular field, or simply leaving the world a little better than we found it, living with purpose allows us to feel that our lives have meaning. This sense of contribution is deeply satisfying and often the source of long-term happiness. Passion and purpose provide a framework for living a life that feels authentic and worthwhile. When we are driven by something that excites us and gives us direction, we experience a deeper sense of contentment. These elements empower us to pursue our goals with passion and navigate the challenges of life with a sense of clarity and purpose. By focusing on what truly matters and staying connected to our passions, we create a life that not only brings us personal fulfillment, but also contributes to the well-being of others. Passion and purpose are vital to living a life that is meaningful and rewarding. Passion gives us the drive to pursue our goals, while purpose provides the sense of direction and meaning that makes those pursuits worthwhile. Together, they serve as powerful motivators, helping us navigate life with intention and resilience. When we are clear about what we care about and why we are doing what we do, we can create a life filled with fulfillment, growth, and a sense of contribution. Embracing challenges is a cornerstone of personal growth and achievement. Life is full of obstacles, setbacks, and difficulties, but it is through facing and overcoming these challenges that we often learn the most about ourselves and develop the resilience needed to succeed. While it's tempting to avoid discomfort or take the easy route, stepping out of our comfort zones and embracing challenges can lead to profound transformations. The most rewarding experiences in life often come from pushing through adversity, testing our limits, and emerging stronger and wiser on the other side. Embracing challenges is about shifting our perspective on failure and difficulty. Many people view challenges as something to avoid, as they can be uncomfortable, frustrating, or even discouraging. However, a different approach allows us to see challenges as opportunities for growth and development. When we encounter difficulties, they often present us with a chance to learn new skills, develop problem-solving abilities, and become more adaptable. Overcoming obstacles teaches us perseverance, resilience, and the ability to handle future challenges with greater ease. Many of the most successful and fulfilled people in history have faced incredible challenges. Whether it's an athlete overcoming physical limitations, an entrepreneur navigating the risks of starting a business, or an individual pursuing a personal goal, success rarely comes without facing difficulties along the way. The key is not to avoid the challenge, but to confront it with determination and a willingness to learn from the experience. Challenges push us to tap into untapped potential, encouraging us to become the best versions of ourselves. Challenges also help us gain a deeper understanding of our strengths and weaknesses. When things are easy, it's easy to overlook areas where we need to improve. However, when we are tested, we are forced to confront our limitations and work through them. This can lead to a more honest and realistic view of our abilities. In the process of overcoming challenges, we learn to identify our weaknesses and take proactive steps to address them. In the long run, this self-awareness and growth are what enable us to achieve greater success in the future. Without a clear sense of purpose, it's easy to drift through life without making meaningful progress. Living intentionally means making conscious choices that align with our values, goals, and aspirations. It involves setting clear intentions for what we want to achieve, taking deliberate actions toward those goals, and staying focused on what matters most. When we live with intention, we are more likely to make decisions that lead to long-term fulfillment and success, rather than getting caught up in the distractions or pressures of daily life. It's essential to understand what is truly important to us, so that we can direct our energy and resources accordingly. This involves asking ourselves important questions about our values, priorities, and long-term vision for life. Once we have clarity on what we want to achieve, we can begin to take concrete steps toward our goals. This might involve creating a roadmap for success, breaking down large goals into smaller, manageable tasks, or committing to making daily progress toward our objectives. One of the benefits of living with intention is that it helps us stay focused and avoid distractions. In a world full of noise and external influences, it can be easy to become sidetracked or overwhelmed by competing priorities. Living intentionally means learning to say no to things that don't align with our values, and saying yes to opportunities that move us closer to our goals. By staying focused on what matters most, we can avoid wasting time and energy on things that won't bring us closer to the life we want to create. Intentional living also fosters a sense of fulfillment. When we make choices that align with our true desires and values, we feel a sense of accomplishment and satisfaction. This sense of alignment between our actions and our values is what leads to long-term happiness and fulfillment. On the other hand, when we live without intention, we may feel unfulfilled or disconnected from our own lives, as if we are merely going through the motions without a clear sense of purpose. One of the most powerful ways to live with intention is to focus on personal growth and development. This involves continually seeking opportunities to improve ourselves, whether through learning new skills, cultivating new habits, or deepening our emotional and mental well-being. Personal growth doesn't just happen, it requires conscious effort and a commitment to evolving into the best version of ourselves. This might mean stepping out of our comfort zones, challenging our beliefs and assumptions, or investing time in activities that promote self-improvement. In addition to pursuing personal growth, living intentionally also involves fostering meaningful relationships. Relationships are at the core of what makes life meaningful, and the people we surround ourselves with can have a significant impact on our happiness and success. By being intentional about the relationships we cultivate, we create a support system that encourages and motivates us. Whether it's spending quality time with family and friends, mentoring others, or building connections with like-minded individuals, living intentionally means nurturing the relationships that matter most. Taking care of ourselves is an essential part of living intentionally and valuing our time. Our physical and mental health serve as the foundation for everything we do, and without a focus on self-care, it can be difficult to perform at our best or pursue our goals effectively. Self-care goes beyond just physical well-being. It also includes taking care of our mental, emotional, and spiritual health. This might involve engaging in regular exercise, practicing mindfulness, managing stress, setting aside time for relaxation, and seeking support when needed. The ability to take care of ourselves allows us to show up as our best selves in all areas of life. When we prioritize our well-being, we have more energy, focus, and resilience to tackle challenges, pursue our passions, and build meaningful relationships. Self-care is not a luxury, but a necessity for leading a fulfilling life. It is through taking care of ourselves that we can ensure we have the strength and vitality to live with intention and make the most of our time. Living with intention, embracing challenges, and prioritizing self-care are all interconnected. These elements work together to create a life that is purposeful, fulfilling, and meaningful. When we approach life with a clear sense of direction, a willingness to face difficulties head-on, and a commitment to taking care of ourselves, we set the stage for lasting success and happiness. The choices we make today determine the quality of our lives tomorrow, and by living intentionally, we ensure that we are using our time and energy in ways that bring us closer to our highest potential. The ability to live with intention is often overlooked, yet it is one of the most critical aspects of leading a meaningful life. Living with intention means making conscious choices that align with our values, goals, and personal growth. Instead of allowing life to pass by in a blur of distractions and obligations, intentional living involves actively directing our energy and efforts toward the things that matter most. It requires reflection, clarity, and commitment to pursuing a life that aligns with our deeper sense of purpose, rather than merely responding to the demands of the external world. One of the first steps in living intentionally is to identify what truly matters to us. This involves reflecting on our values, passions, and long-term aspirations. When we understand what is important to us, we can make choices that move us toward our desired future. For example, if family is a central value, we might make the decision to spend more quality time with loved ones and prioritize relationships over work or other commitments. Similarly, if personal growth is a key goal, we might choose to invest time in learning new skills, engaging in self-development activities, or seeking out experiences that challenge and expand our worldview. By being clear about what we want and what we stand for, we can make decisions that support our overall well-being and happiness. Living with intention also involves making conscious choices about how we spend our time. Time is one of the most precious resources we have, and once it is spent, it cannot be reclaimed. Too often, we let time slip away in unproductive or mindless activities, such as watching television, scrolling through social media, or engaging in other distractions that do not add value to our lives. These distractions, while sometimes enjoyable, can lead us to feel unfulfilled or disconnected from our true desires. In contrast, when we live intentionally, we are deliberate about how we spend our time. We prioritize activities that align with our goals, whether it's working toward career advancement, nurturing relationships, or investing in our health and well-being. This requires being present in the moment and avoiding the temptation to procrastinate or waste time on things that don't contribute to our growth or happiness. Another important aspect of intentional living is the ability to say no when necessary. In a world that often glorifies busyness, it can be difficult to turn down opportunities or requests from others, especially when there is a fear of missing out or disappointing others. However, living intentionally means recognizing that we cannot do everything, and sometimes saying no is an essential part of maintaining balance in our lives. By setting boundaries and protecting our time and energy, we can avoid overcommitting ourselves and prevent burnout. Saying no allows us to focus on what truly matters and ensure that we have the time and resources to devote to the people, activities, and goals that align with our values. It is not about being selfish or neglecting others, but rather about being mindful of our limitations and ensuring that we make space for the things that bring us the most fulfillment. One of the key benefits of living with intention is that it fosters a sense of fulfillment and purpose. When we are clear about what we want and actively work toward our goals, we experience a deeper sense of satisfaction and accomplishment. The feeling of knowing that we are living in alignment with our values and aspirations can be incredibly empowering. It gives us the motivation to keep going, even when challenges arise, and provides a sense of clarity during times of uncertainty. Intentional living helps us avoid the trap of comparing ourselves to others or getting caught up in external definitions of success. Instead of measuring our worth by societal standards, we focus on what feels meaningful to us. This allows us to find contentment and joy in our own journey, rather than constantly striving for an idealized version of success. A significant part of intentional living is the practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness involves being fully present in the moment, without judgment or distraction. When we live mindfully, we become more aware of our thoughts, feelings, and actions, and we are better able to make conscious decisions that align with our values. This awareness helps us avoid mindlessly going through the motions of life and allows us to engage more deeply with the people and experiences around us. Mindfulness also helps us cultivate gratitude, as we become more attuned to the small blessings and joys in everyday life. By living mindfully, we are able to fully appreciate the present moment, which in turn enhances our sense of well-being and fulfillment. In addition to mindfulness, intentional living requires a commitment to self-care. Taking care of ourselves physically, mentally, and emotionally is essential for maintaining the energy and resilience needed to pursue our goals and live authentically. Self-care is not a luxury, but a necessity for long-term well-being. It involves making time for rest and relaxation, engaging in activities that rejuvenate us, and setting aside time for reflection and personal growth. When we prioritize self-care, we are better able to show up as our best selves in all areas of life. This includes nurturing our physical health through exercise, eating nourishing foods, and getting enough sleep, as well as tending to our emotional and mental health through practices such as meditation, journaling, or seeking professional support when needed. Living with intention also means being flexible and adaptable in the face of life's inevitable challenges and uncertainties. While having a clear sense of direction is important, it is equally important to remain open to change and growth. Life rarely unfolds exactly as planned, and being able to adjust our course when necessary is a vital part of staying aligned with our deeper purpose. This doesn't mean abandoning our goals or values, but rather recognizing that the journey may involve detours, setbacks, or new opportunities that we hadn't anticipated. When we remain open to change, we can embrace new experiences and continue learning and evolving along the way. Living with intention is about creating a life that reflects our true selves. It's about making choices that are aligned with our values and priorities, and being present in the process of living. By being intentional in how we spend our time, set boundaries, and care for ourselves, we can ensure that we are leading a life that feels meaningful and fulfilling. When we live with purpose, we are more likely to experience a deep sense of joy, satisfaction, and accomplishment, knowing that we are living in a way that reflects who we truly are. The ability to prioritize and manage time effectively is crucial to living a meaningful and fulfilling life. In an age where we are constantly bombarded with distractions and demands on our time, learning how to prioritize what truly matters can make the difference between living a life full of purpose and one of constant stress and dissatisfaction. Time is a finite resource. Once it's gone, we can't get it back. Therefore, it's essential to be mindful of how we use it and ensure that we focus our energy on activities that align with our values, passions, and long-term goals. One of the first steps in effective time management is identifying our priorities. This requires self-reflection and a clear understanding of what is most important to us in life. We might need to ask ourselves key questions, such as, what are my goals? What do I value most? What activities bring me fulfillment and joy? By answering these questions, we can determine where to allocate our time and which areas of life need more attention. For example, if family and relationships are a high priority, we may choose to spend more time with loved ones, set boundaries around work, or make sure we create opportunities for quality connection. If personal development or health is a top priority, we might dedicate time to exercise, meditation, or learning new skills. Once we've identified our priorities, it becomes easier to make decisions about how to spend our time. A common mistake is attempting to do everything and spread ourselves too thin. When we try to juggle too many responsibilities, we end up diluting our energy, leaving little to invest in the things that matter most. Effective time management involves recognizing that we cannot do it all, and that's okay. By focusing on a few important priorities and letting go of less essential tasks or commitments, we can create a sense of balance and ensure that we're investing our time in the areas that truly contribute to our overall well-being and success. Another key element of time management is learning how to set boundaries. In a world where we're constantly connected through technology and social media, it's easy for our time to be hijacked by external demands. Whether it's responding to emails, attending meetings, or fulfilling the requests of others, we can easily find ourselves overwhelmed if we don't establish clear boundaries. Setting boundaries means being intentional about how we use our time and saying no to things that don't align with our priorities. It's about protecting our time and making sure that we're not constantly reacting to the needs of others at the expense of our own goals and well-being. By setting boundaries, we take control of our time and are better able to focus on what matters most. Managing time effectively also involves being mindful of how we spend our days. In a world filled with distractions, it's easy to waste hours scrolling through social media or engaging in mindless activities that don't contribute to our goals. Practicing mindfulness in our daily routines helps us become more aware of how we're spending our time and whether it's aligned with our priorities. Being present in the moment can help us make better decisions about how we allocate our time and ensure that we're making the most of each day. For example, instead of mindlessly scrolling through our phones, we might choose to spend time reading a book, engaging in a hobby, or having a meaningful conversation with a loved one. By practicing mindfulness and being intentional about how we spend our time, we can ensure that we are living a life that is in line with our values. In addition to managing our time, it's also important to recognize the role that energy plays in productivity and fulfillment. Time management isn't just about finding more hours in the day, it's also about managing our energy levels. We all have different times of day when we feel most alert and focused, and recognizing these patterns can help us maximize our productivity. For example, some people may be most productive in the mornings, while others might feel more energized in the afternoon or evening. By understanding our natural energy rhythms, we can schedule our most important tasks during the times when we feel at our best, allowing us to accomplish more with less effort. Energy management also involves taking care of our physical and mental well-being. If we're not taking care of ourselves, our ability to manage time and be productive will suffer. Getting enough sleep, eating nourishing foods, exercising regularly, and engaging in stress-reducing activities are all essential for maintaining high levels of energy and focus. Additionally, taking breaks throughout the day to recharge, practicing mindfulness or meditation, and making time for activities that bring us joy are all ways to preserve our mental and emotional energy. When we take care of our bodies and minds, we are better equipped to manage our time effectively and approach our tasks with a sense of clarity and purpose. Another essential aspect of time management is learning how to manage distractions. Whether it's digital distractions like social media notifications, phone calls, or emails, or external distractions like noisy environments, it's easy for our attention to be pulled in multiple directions. Distractions not only waste time, but also reduce our ability to focus and be productive. One way to manage distractions is by creating a dedicated work environment that minimizes interruptions. This could mean setting up a quiet space where we can focus, using tools like noise-canceling headphones, or putting our phones on silent to avoid constant notifications. Additionally, setting specific times during the day to check emails or social media can help prevent distractions from derailing our productivity. By creating an environment that supports focus and minimizing distractions, we can make better use of our time and accomplish our goals more efficiently. Effective time management also requires flexibility. While it's important to have a plan and prioritize tasks, life is unpredictable, and things don't always go according to plan. Unexpected challenges, changes in circumstances, or urgent matters can arise at any time. Being flexible means being able to adapt to these changes without losing sight of our overall goals. Instead of becoming frustrated or overwhelmed when things don't go as expected, we can approach challenges with a problem-solving mindset and adjust our plans accordingly. Flexibility also involves recognizing that sometimes our priorities may shift, and that's okay. By staying flexible and open to change, we can continue to make progress toward our goals, even when the unexpected happens. Managing time effectively is a skill that can greatly impact our quality of life and overall well-being. By identifying our priorities, setting boundaries, practicing mindfulness, managing energy, minimizing distractions, and staying flexible, we can take control of how we spend our time and ensure that we are investing it in the things that matter most. Time is one of our most valuable resources, and by managing it wisely, we can create a life that is fulfilling, balanced, and aligned with our deepest values and goals. To make the most of our lives, it is crucial to understand the value of learning from mistakes and failures. Mistakes are often seen as negative experiences to be avoided at all costs, but in reality, they are powerful opportunities for growth and self-improvement. When we embrace our mistakes and use them as stepping stones, we begin to understand that failure is not the end of the road, but a necessary part of the journey towards success. One of the key aspects of learning from mistakes is shifting our mindset. Instead of viewing failure as something shameful or negative, we can choose to see it as a valuable lesson. Every mistake provides us with insights into what didn't work, why it didn't work, and what we can do differently next time. This approach allows us to detach ourselves from the fear of failure and instead focus on how we can use our experiences to grow. In fact, many successful people attribute their achievements not to avoiding failure, but to learning from it. They understand that making mistakes is a natural part of the process, and it is through trial and error that they refine their strategies and improve their skills. Learning from mistakes involves cultivating resilience. Failure can be discouraging, especially when it comes after a lot of effort and hard work. However, resilient individuals understand that setbacks are not a reflection of their abilities or worth. Instead of giving up, they view failure as a temporary obstacle that can be overcome with persistence and determination. This resilience allows them to bounce back from adversity and continue moving forward, no matter how many times they fail. It is this persistence that ultimately leads to success, because each failure brings them one step closer to their goal. Another important aspect of learning from mistakes is self-reflection. Taking the time to reflect on our actions and decisions helps us understand what went wrong and what we can do to improve. This introspective process is crucial for personal growth, because it enables us to gain clarity about our strengths and weaknesses. For example, if we make a mistake at work, reflecting on the situation can help us identify areas for improvement, whether it's better time management, more effective communication, or a different approach to problem solving. Self-reflection also allows us to avoid repeating the same mistakes in the future, as we gain a deeper understanding of the factors that led to our failure. Learning from mistakes is also essential for building confidence. When we are willing to fail and learn from it, we develop a stronger sense of self-efficacy. Each time we overcome a failure, we reinforce our belief in our ability to succeed, even after setbacks. This confidence is crucial for taking on new challenges and pursuing ambitious goals, because it allows us to move forward without fear of making mistakes. Additionally, when we embrace failure as part of the process, we become less paralyzed by perfectionism. We recognize that no one is perfect, and mistakes are a natural part of being human. This realization frees us from the fear of judgment and allows us to take risks and try new things. Learning from mistakes helps us become more adaptable. Life is unpredictable, and things don't always go as planned. By learning to embrace failure, we become better equipped to handle unforeseen challenges and changes. This adaptability is a valuable skill in both personal and professional contexts, as it allows us to pivot when necessary and adjust our strategies based on new information or circumstances. People who are open to learning from their mistakes tend to be more flexible and resourceful, finding creative solutions to problems and making the best of any situation. Learning from mistakes encourages a growth mindset. This concept, popularized by psychologist Carol Dweck, refers to the belief that our abilities and intelligence are not fixed but can be developed through effort and learning. People with a growth mindset are more likely to embrace challenges, persist in the face of difficulties, and see failure as an opportunity to improve. They understand that effort and practice lead to growth, and that mistakes are simply part of the learning process. In contrast, individuals with a fixed mindset may avoid challenges and give up easily, believing that their abilities are predetermined and cannot be changed. Cultivating a growth mindset empowers us to keep learning, keep growing, and keep improving, no matter how many mistakes we make along the way. Learning from mistakes also fosters empathy and understanding. When we experience failure, we develop a deeper understanding of the challenges that others face when they encounter setbacks. This empathy allows us to offer support and encouragement to others who are struggling, knowing that everyone makes mistakes and that failure is a universal experience. By sharing our own experiences of failure and how we overcame them, we can inspire others to keep going and remind them that their mistakes do not define them. This sense of solidarity can be incredibly empowering and help build strong, supportive communities where individuals feel safe to take risks and learn from their failures without fear of judgment. Embracing failure can lead to greater creativity and innovation. When we are not afraid to make mistakes, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and approaches. In the absence of fear, we are more willing to experiment, try new things, and take risks. Many groundbreaking inventions and discoveries were the result of trial and error, as inventors and scientists were willing to fail and learn from their failures. Thomas Edison famously stated that he didn't fail 1,000 times while trying to invent the light bulb. Rather, he found 1,000 ways that it didn't work. This mindset of persistence and learning from failure ultimately led to one of the greatest inventions of all time. Learning from mistakes is an essential component of personal and professional growth. By reframing failure as a learning opportunity rather than something to be feared, we can embrace setbacks with resilience, self-reflection, and confidence. Through mistakes, we develop a growth mindset, build adaptability, and foster creativity, all of which contribute to a more fulfilling and successful life. Instead of avoiding failure, we should see it as an integral part of the journey, one that provides valuable lessons and insights that propel us forward. When we learn from our mistakes, we not only become better at what we do, but also grow as individuals, developing the skills, knowledge, and mindset necessary to thrive in an ever-changing world.